Dear students, I welcome you all for our next session of problem set 2. So we have finished up to question number 13, problem set 2, question number 13, and now we are going for question number 14. Hope you all are well, my dear students. Okay, now for question number 14 asks us to do in an isosceles triangle. Of course, it's an isosceles triangle, so I will have to draw an isosceles triangle of this sort, something. The congruent sides is 13 centimeter. So this is 13. So I can say this also is 13 centimeter. And its base is 10 centimeter. So definitely this is the base 10 centimeter. Find the distance between the vertex opposite to the base. This is the vertex opposite to the base and the centroid. Now you will have to first understand what is a centroid. To make you understand that, I'll require a rough page. See, my dear students, what is a centroid? See, if any triangle, if I take any triangle, and if I draw all the three medians, by now you are knowing what is a median. Median is a line which is joining the vertex and the midpoint of the opposite side. This is the midpoint of the opposite side. I join these 2 points. This is a median 1. This way I will have 3 medians. Basically, this is the vertex, opposite point, midpoint of the opposite side is this. I join this. This is a second median. Third median, this is the vertex. The midpoint of the opposite side will be this. If I join these 2, it is like this. So basically, if you'll see, this is triangle A, B, C. If I call this is D, E and F, they are the medians. So if you'll see this median, basically this 3 medians, they intersect at one point. This point is called as a centroid, which actually most of the times is denoted by a letter G. This G is centroid. And there is a speciality of this centroid. See, the point of centroid will divide that median into a proportion such that AG will be double of GD. Means if I take the ratio of AG and GD, are you getting? This is the point which is dividing AD into 2 parts. This is one part, this is second part. If I take the ratio of AG and GD, it will be 2/1. Means AG will be exactly double of GD. This will be true for all the other cases. You can see it also. This part BG looks almost double of this part GF. So basically AG upon GD will be equal to this BG upon GE. And it will be also equal to, see, this CG upon GF. Here also if you will see CF, GF, almost, see, this will be another GF, this is GF, almost double of GF is this GC. So CG upon GF, they all will be equal and that will be 2/1. This is the property of a centroid. First of all, centroid is what? Basically the intersection point of the medians, 3 medians. Centroid is intersection point of intersection of 3 medians, not necessary 3 medians, even 2 medians also they will intersect at that same point. Okay, but we have to say that 3 medians also will intersect at the same point. Of 3 medians, centroid is point of intersection of 3 medians of a triangle. This you have to understand. And of course the longer section is always double the shorter section. So if we return to our question that we are solving, so here they are asking us in an isosceles triangle. So basically if I ask you what is given, then in given we have triangle, I take this as ABC. ABC is isosceles triangle. Fine. This is one thing that I have got. and then AB is equal to AC is equal to 13 centimeter, fine, and BC is equal to 10 centimeter, fine. That's all. Then that is all. Now here I will have to draw a median. Basically AD is a median. Fine. If I consider, supposing AC is here, supposing this is the median, so it goes approximately here, it will cut. Are you getting? This will be the centroid G. This will be the centroid G. So this is the distance they are asking us. See, try to understand. Find the distance between the vertex of the vertex opposite to the base and the centroid. So this AG they are asking us to find. Okay. Of course, this is AD. AD is median. This also you have to write. To find AG. This is what they are asking us to find. Fine. So basically, if we go to find this, if I go further to find this, see, I know that AG upon GD is equal to 2:1. See, this is my rough work. I am trying to explain you what I am thinking. See, AG upon GD is equal to 2/1. So whenever ratio is given, AG is equal to AG is to GD is equal to 2:1. So let common multiple be X. Let common multiple be equal to X. Then AG will be equal to 2X. GD will be equal to 1X. Are you getting? It is never that AG upon GD is equal to 2/1. It never means that AG is equal to 2, GD is equal to 1. When ratio is given, that doesn't mean that ratio is the value of each parameter used over there. Like supposing if I say ratio of father's age to son's age is 3:2. Ratio is 3:2. It doesn't mean that father's age is 3 years and son's age is 2 years. It only means that there is some common multiple. Ratio is there. Whenever ratio is there, what is the meaning of the ratio? Ratio means there is some common multiple. If I apply that common multiple over here, I will consider it XX. So father's age will be X, 3X years, and son's age will be 2X years. I will have to find the value of X. And when I multiply 3 with that X and 2 with that X, then I will get the actual value of father's age and son's age. This is the meaning of ratio. So here also I have got a ratio of AG is to GD is 2:1. That is the property of a centroid. So if AG upon GD is equal to 2:1, that means AG is equal to 2X and GD is equal to 1X. This I have to understand. And now AG plus GD if I do. Now this is the actual value. AG is the actual value 2X and GD is the actual value 1X. So if I add AG plus GD, I will get AD. That will be equal to AD. Are you getting, my dear students? So here now what happens? This is AG is 2X, GD is 1X is equal to AD. I have to know the value of AD. If I know the value of AD, I will know the value of X. And once I know the value of X, I will get the actual value of AG. So now my question has turned out to be that I have to know the value of AD. That I have to know the value of AD. That means I have to know the value of this. So this is a median. Apollonius theorem, AB square plus AC square is equal to 2 median square, means AD square, plus 2 this BD square or 2 BC square. But I don't have BD or DC. Now basically we know that AD is the median. So therefore BD will be half of BC. So we will have to find that first. Solution. In triangle ABC, BD is equal to half of BC. This is basically property of a median. So you get BD is equal to BC is 10 upon 2. So you get BD is equal to 5 centimeter. So in this way you got the value of BD. So now see, you have to go reverse now. Once you get BD, now you will be able to get AD. Fine. So you have to get the value of AD. So in triangle ABC by Apollonius theorem, this is the median. You will get AB square plus AC square is equal to 2 AD square plus 2 BD square. So AB square plus AC square, 13 square plus 13 square is equal to 2 AD square we have to calculate. BD square we have found 5 square. So this is substitution. Fine. 13 square is 169 plus 169. 169 plus 169. 169. 2 9s are 18, 2 6s are 12, 13, 2 1s are 2, 3, 338 is equal to 2 AD square. This will be 5 5s are 25, 25 into 2, 50. Now 50 comes over here. I get 338 minus 50 is equal to 2 AD square. If I subtract this, I get 38 minus 8, 5. This also will become 8. I hope it is 288. 98, 108, 18, 28, 38. Fine. Is equal to 2 AD square. So now if I take this 2 AD square on the other side, what do I get is 288 upon 2 is equal to AD square. 144 is equal to AD square. So next is what? Square root of both the sides. So I get AD is equal to 12 centimeter. So now I have found AD also. Okay, my dear students, I have found AD also now. So now I will bring it to notice that G is a centroid. AG upon GD is equal to 2 upon 1. This I have to bring it to notice. So now in triangle ABC, AD is median, G is centroid. Therefore, AG upon GD is equal to 2 upon 1. That is property of centroid. Okay, so now let the common multiple be equal to x. Therefore, AG is equal to 2x, GD is equal to 1x. This we have got. And now you tell, this you should know, AD basically is what? AG plus GD. If I add AG and GD, I will get AD. So AD is equal to AG plus GD, right? AG plus GD will give me AD. The reason is A dash G dash D. I substitute the values. AD I have found it to be 12. So 12 is equal to AG is 2x, GD is 1x. This will be 12 is equal to 3x. Therefore, x is equal to 12. 3 will go and divide 12. X is equal to 4. Fine. So finally we have got the value of x. So once you have got the value of x, you can get the value of AG also and GD also. But they have asked you to find only what? Find the distance between the vertex opposite to the base and the centroid. Only AG they have asked. So AG is equal to, we know that AG is equal to 2x. It will be equal to 2 into 2, that will equal to 4 centimeter. And this will be the value of AG. Okay, my dear students, so see this question properly. This is a nice question. First of all, what they have done, it's an isosceles triangle. You have to understand the property of a centroid, my dear students, that's all. If you understand the property of a centroid, then this thought work you have to do. Property of a centroid is the longer part is always double the shorter part. That means AG upon GD is equal to 2 upon 1. This is the property of a centroid. And therefore, that means that AG will be equal to 2 into x. GD will be equal to 1 into x. Some number, some common multiple. The number which is going to multiply 2 and 1, both. So let that common multiple be x. Therefore, AG upon GD will be 2. AG will be equal to 2x and GD will be equal to 1x. And then you have to use the property of a collinear points. AG plus GD is equal to AD. That means 2x plus 1x is equal to AD. But you will require AD for that. Now the question takes a twist. You have to find AD, not AG. If you find AD, you will get AG. To find AD, which is the length of the median, you will use Apollonius theorem. For that, you have got all the required parameters. AB square plus AC square is equal to 2AD square, which you have to find, plus 2. Now you require only BD square, whereas BD is very easy to find because BC is given to you. So first find BD, because BD will be half of BC. That is the property of a median. Then by Apollonius theorem, you will find AD. And then from AD, you will find X. And from X, you will find AG. Okay, my dear student, that is all the thinking process that you have to go through. So now we are free to go to the next question. Question number 15. Yes, this question is a very, very lengthy question. Not at all a difficult question. 15 and 16 are quite lengthy questions. Out of the 16th is very, very, very important. You can't ignore 15 definitely, but it teaches you lots. See, in a trapezium ABCD, AB is definitely parallel to DC that they have given. BD is perpendicular to DC, fine. So, if I take this like this, this will be my, oh, इतना wrong figure आ गया. Something of this sort. Definitely the figure is not very right. Figure is not at all right. I'll do one thing, I'll draw figure in one thing, because as it is we will have to change, keep on changing the fine, not bad. Okay, slight variation is there, but still. This is A, B, C, D. Fine. This is 90 degree they have given, and this also is 90 degree they have given. This is AD is equal to 15 and BC is also equal to 15. That is the variation. And AB as whole is 25. Fine. So, given quadrilateral ABCD is a trapezium. AB is parallel to DC, BD is perpendicular to AD, AC is perpendicular to BC. Of course, all of the measurements, AD is equal to 15, BC is equal to 15, AB is equal to 25. Find area of quadrilateral ABCD. Now this is going to be a really lengthy procedure. See, my dear students, before I go forward, of course this is very easy. This is my explanation part. See, area of quadrilateral ABCD, basically when they are asking you to find area of quadrilateral ABCD, so quadrilateral ABCD is what? It is basically a trapezium. Fine, it is basically a trapezium. So what is the area of trapezium? Area of trapezium is equal to half into sum of parallel sides into height. This is the formula of area of trapezium that you have to know. So in this case, area of quadrilateral ABCD, which is a trapezium, it will be half into sum of parallel sides. So which are parallel sides? AB, DC are parallel sides. So AB plus DC, that will be sum of parallel sides, and into height. To get height, I will have to draw a perpendicular from here to this. You can even draw this. Okay, this I can label as EF. Fine. Construction, draw DE perpendicular to AB, CF perpendicular to AB. Okay, so that will be height. You can take any one over here into DE. Fine, that is what you have got. Okay, my dear students, so like this, I just hope I am listening, I am being heard properly. So what you require now, AB you have got, DC you require, and DE you require. Are you getting, my dear students? So these all things you require. For that, what you have to do, see, my dear students. See, I will have to draw this a number of times. See, if you consider this many figures are there for you all people to understand. Now if you'll consider, this mic is giving some problem. Now if you'll consider that A, B, C, D, E, F. See, in this triangle A, C, B, this is 90 degree, fine. You know the value of BC is 15. You know the value of AB is 25. So now it's easy for you to calculate AC by Pythagoras theorem, right? And then see what you have to do. See, basically here you will calculate AC, fine. So you will tell in triangle ACB by Pythagoras theorem. Now what is the hypotenuse? See, remember this is 90 degree, the opposite to 90 degree, AB is the hypotenuse. So you get AB square is equal to AC square plus BC square. AB square is AB is 25, so this will be 25 square is equal to AC square, we don't know, plus BC is 15 square. This is substitution. So you get 25 square is 625 is equal to AC square plus 15 square is 225. So 625, 225 shifts over here, that will become AC square. So you now subtract this, you get 400 is equal to AC square. So AC square is equal to 400. Take the square root of this, take the square root of this, and you will get AC is equal to 20 centimeter. Fine. So AC is equal to 20 centimeter. This way, now see, AC is equal to 20 centimeter when you have got. So definitely, because sorry dear student, just a minute. So definitely, because here also ADB also has got the same parameters. This is 15 and this is 25. So DB also will be 20 centimeter, but it's okay. Now we have to only consider this much. So now we have got this. And now what you have to do is that, see, area of triangle ACB. ACB is a right angle triangle, so it will be equal to half into product of perpendicular sides, because it is a right angle triangle. So area of triangle ACB will be equal to half into the perpendicular sides are AC into BC, AC into BC. So area of triangle ACB half into AC is, you have got 20, BC is 15. This you should keep ready. Don't know rid of solving it. If you want, you can solve it. It's very easy. So it's okay. 2 10 to 20, and then you will get area of triangle ACB is equal to area of triangle ACB is equal to 2 10 are 10, 150. This we can keep. Sign, fine. But also area of triangle ACB is equal to half into base into height. This is the normal formula for every triangle. Considering it as a right angle triangle, I can use this formula for finding area. And considering it as a normal triangle wherein AB is the base and CF is the height. AB is the base and CF is the height. I'll get area of triangle ACB is equal to half into AB is the base and height is CF. But area of triangle ACB is, I have calculated it, it is 150 is equal to half. AB is 25 and CF I don't know. Fine. So I'll get 150 into 2 will come and multiply here. 25 will come and divide over here. 25 ones are 25 6s are 150. So I'll get CF is equal to 12 units. Fine. So one I have got out of this. CF or DE, anything I can use. Okay, CF or DE, both are heights. So I have got CF. AB I have got. Now only problem is of DC. Are you getting, my dear students? I have got this CF is basically now 12. And you remember this, so DE also will be equal to 12. So you have to write this over here now. Similarly, considering triangle ADB, DE is also equal to 12 units. So this you have got. Oh, now See what we will have to do. In this triangle CFB, in triangle CFB, by Pythagoras theorem, what you get is BC square is equal to CF square plus BF square. BC we have got, it is 15 square. CF we have calculated, it is 12 square, and BF we don't know. So 15 square is 225 is equal to 144 plus BF square. This goes on the other side, minus 144 is equal to BF square. If I subtract this, 1 4 7 81, this is 81 is equal to BF square. So now what I'll do is that I'll calculate square root of both the sides. I'll get BF is equal to 9. So this is now 9 units. Are you getting, my dear students? See, first in triangle ACB, I used Pythagoras theorem. I calculated AC. Why I calculated AC? Because then I will be able to find the area of triangle ACB by half into product of perpendicular sides, half into AC into BC. But it is the same area of triangle where half into base AB into height CF I take. And then I will be able to calculate CF. Once I calculate CF, then in this triangle, I'll apply Pythagoras theorem and I'll get BF. Similarly, in triangle ADE, see this triangle, it is all the same measurements. BC 15, AD 15, CF 12, DE 12. So definitely AE also will be equal to same 9. In triangle ADE, we get AE is equal to 9 units. Okay, my dear students, so we have reached up to here now. Fine. We have got BF, AE. So now can we calculate EF? Yes, because AB as a whole is equal to AE plus EF plus FP. AE plus EF plus FP, because A dash, E dash, F dash, B, they all are in same line. AB is 25, AE is 9, EF I don't know, FB is 9. 9 plus 9 will be 18, and that 18 it shifts over, it will become minus 18 is equal to EF. So this will be 7, I suppose. Fine, that's all. So EF is equal to 7 units. Now see, this EF is equal to 7 units. Now we have to prove this is a parallelogram. Once we prove this is a parallelogram or a rectangle, anything, then DC will be also equal to 7 units because opposite sides of a parallelogram. So basically we can tell, see here, DE is perpendicular to AB, CF is perpendicular to AB. Are you able to see it? No. DE is perpendicular to AB, CF is also perpendicular to AB. Therefore, DE is parallel to CF because perpendiculars drawn on same line are parallel. Okay, when you draw perpendiculars on same line, DE is perpendicular on AB, CF also is perpendicular on AB, so both are perpendiculars on same line, so these both have to be parallel to each other. So DE is parallel to CF. Also DC is parallel to AB. This is given. DC is parallel to AB is given. Therefore DC will be parallel to EF. therefore DC is parallel to EF. Reason again, A dash, E dash, F dash, B. Therefore quadrilateral DCFE is a parallelogram because both the pair of opposite sides are parallel. DC is parallel to EF and DE is parallel to CF. Fine. Therefore there is a parallelogram. Therefore we will get DC will be equal to EF because opposite sides of parallelogram. Therefore you will get DC is equal to EF is equal to 7 units. So now DC is equal to 7. So you have got everything. You have got AB 25. You have got DC 7. You have got CF 12. So now you are ready to calculate area of quadrilateral ABCD. So area of trapezium is equal to half into sum of parallel sides into height. So area of quadrilateral ABCD is equal to half into sum of parallel sides means AB plus DC, these are parallel sides, into height is CF. I have to calculate this area of quadrilateral ABCD. AB plus DC, AB is 25 plus DC is 7 into CF is 12. So this will be 2, 6 the area of quadrilateral ABCD. 25 plus 7 will give me 32 into 6. 192 square units. Okay, my dear students, so this way, this is a very lengthy question. Definitely it is very easy because it tests your eligibility to apply all the basic properties of the triangle. You should know the Pythagoras theorem in triangle ACB. When you apply Pythagoras theorem in triangle ACB, you will get AC. Then you have to apply both the areas, formula of areas of triangle. One is the area of triangle ACB is equal to half into product of the perpendicular sides, and same area of triangle ABC is equal to half into base into height. Both the formulas you will be using of areas of triangle, and then you have to calculate EF. For that AE and FB are equal, therefore AE plus EF plus FB is equal to AB, and then you will get EF. But getting EF is not sufficient. Now you have to prove this is a parallelogram. For that, actually DC is parallel to AB is given. If DC is parallel to AB, then DC is definitely parallel to EF. And now DE is perpendicular to AB, CF is perpendicular to AB. Perpendiculars drawn on same line are parallel. Therefore, DE will be parallel to CF. So in this quadrilateral DCFE, you have got DE parallel to CF, DC parallel to EF. Therefore, this is a parallelogram. Therefore, EF will be equal to DC. Opposite sides of parallelogram are congruent. And then you have to use finally the formula for area of trapezium, and you will be getting the area of trapezium. Okay, my dear students. So this way, this question is very, very, very important and lengthy, but still very easy, not that difficult at all. You have got everything with you. Here comes this, a very important question. This you will definitely get some or the other place. You are definite to get this. You may get this in your prelims. You may come across this in your semester or maybe in the boards. Okay. Triangle PQR is an equilateral triangle. What is given is triangle PQR is an equilateral triangle. Point S is on the segment QR such that QS is equal to 1/3 of QR. QS is equal to 1/3 of QR. Okay, fine. Proof nine PS square is equal to 7 PQ square. 9 PS square is equal to 7 PQ square. They have not given any relation between PT. PT is basically a perpendicular, my dear students. This is basically you are going to draw it. PT is not actually given in the question. Try to understand. Actually, PT is not given in the question. You are going to, in the question, what they have given, that this is a equilateral triangle. What is an equilateral triangle? P, Q, R. S is on QR such that QS is equal to 1/3 of QR. Supposing this is your S. That is all. This is all they have given. QS is equal to 1/3 of QR and PQR is an equilateral triangle. You have to prove PS square is equal to 7 PQ square. 9 PS square is equal to 7 PQ square. Basically, T is not there. So here you have to take this construction, draw PT perpendicular to QR. Something like this. So as we have done this, now this basically you have to understand, my dear students. See, for PS square, where do I go? To get an expression for left hand side PS square, I will have to go into triangle PST. I will apply Pythagoras theorem. Okay. In triangle PST by Pythagoras theorem. PS square is equal to PT square plus ST square. This is your main equation. Now, as I told you, you have to get rid of on the right. Once your left hand side is framed, PS square is equal to, fine. Now you have to get rid of each and everything. Do you require PT square? No, you want PQ square. You want ST square? No, you want PQ square. Basically, you want PQ means basically the side of an equilateral triangle. You have to convert everything to these two side of the equilateral triangle. Means you can consider that. You can convert everything to QR or you can convert everything to PR, whatever it is. But because it's an equilateral triangle, PQ is equal to QR is equal to PR. Okay. So PT should be converted to PQ. That can be easily done. See what you have to do now. See, this is P, Q, R, S, T. In this triangle PQT, what do you think this triangle is? What type of a triangle is triangle PQT? What type of a triangle is triangle PQT? See, basically, this triangle PQT is going to be a 30, 60, 90 degree triangle. Why? Because see, triangle PQR is equilateral triangle. This is given. Therefore, angle Q is equal to 60 degree. Angle of equilateral triangle. Fine. Angle PTQ is equal to 90 degree. This is by construction. Therefore, angle QPT is equal to 30 degree because remaining angle of triangle. Therefore, you will get triangle PQT is 30, 60, 90 degree triangle. Okay, my dear students. So now what is next? So next what you have to do, see now you have to find, instead of PT, you have to remove PT and get PQ. So PT is basically side opposite to 60 degree. So you can easily get PT is equal to side opposite to 60 degree. So PT is equal to root 3 upon 2 times PQ, because side opposite to 60 degree is equal to root 3 upon 2 times hypotenuse. So you will get PT is equal to root 3 upon 2 times PQ. Therefore, but you want PT square. PT square is equal to root 3 upon 2 PQ the whole square. So that will be what? What will be that? PT square will be equal to root 3 square will be 3 upon 4 PQ square. Okay, fine. So now your PT square has got converted to PQ square. That is okay. This we have got. Okay. Now ST has to be converted to PQ. They have given QS is equal to 1 upon 3 times QR. Okay. Coming back over here now. See, ST has to get converted to. Now ST is equal to. Okay. See, basically ST will be equal to, if I do this, I will get the relation between ST and now this is really going to be crooked. ST can be related to QT. QS plus ST is equal to QT. Fine, QS plus ST is equal to QT. So ST will be equal to QT minus QS. But why do I want QS? Okay, QS is equal to 1/3 of QR. That is okay. So everything can be converted to QR. Okay, my dear student. Now see here. Now this is going to be really interesting. See what we are doing. We want to remove ST. Try to understand. We want to remove ST. And ST should be getting converted to QR. That is what you want. This is what we want. That ST will get converted to QR. But can ST directly get converted to QR? No, because ST is a fraction of QR, which we don't know in what way it is related. But definitely ST is related to directly to QT. That also in what way? QS plus ST is equal to QT, in that way. Okay, so you will get that QT is equal to QS plus ST. I want ST. ST, QS I shift on the other side, I'll get QT minus QS. ST is equal to QT minus QS. Okay, out of this bus, QS is equal to 1/3 of QR. Fine. Now see this what I am doing. This year we have started in different fashion itself. See, QS is equal to 1/3 of QR, but QS is equal to 1/3 of QR. This is given. Also, what is QT? See, we have proved that this is the 30, 60, 90 degree triangle. PQT is a 30, 60, 90 degree triangle. Therefore, QT will be opposite to 30 degree. QT will be half of PQ, because also QT is equal to half of PQ, because side opposite to 30 degree is equal to half of hypotenuse. Fine. So QT is equal to half of PQ. That means QT upon PQ the whole. Do I require whole square? No. Forget. Sorry. QT is equal to half of PQ, because that is what is going to be substituted value. This is 5. See, QS is equal to 1/3 of QR. QT is equal to PQ upon 2, or half of PQ. substituting 4 and 5 in 3, these both I am substituting 3 क्या है, ST is equal to QT is what, half of PQ, means PQ upon 2 minus QS is what, 1/3 of QR, but that means QR upon 3, but QR is equal to PQ. QR is equal to PQ. They are sides of an equilateral triangle. QR and PQ are sides of equilateral triangle. Sides of equilateral triangle. Therefore, ST is equal to PQ upon 2 minus PQ upon 3. Fine. So if I solve this, I will get ST is equal to 3PQ minus 2PQ upon 6. The ST is equal to 3PQ minus PQ upon 6. But here, to substitute over here, I want ST square. ST square is equal to PQ square upon 6 square, 36. This will be my 6. So finally I have got ST square. I got PT square, I got ST. See, basically this is what you have to remember and this is what you have to understand, my dear students. Slightly lengthy and very, see where we are and how we have traveled all the way. See, we have to go to prove 9PS square is equal to 7PQ square. So basically first we will find the expression for PS square. Now PS square, for that we have to go in triangle PST. In triangle PST, if I apply Pythagoras theorem, I will get PS square is equal to PT square plus ST square. This is my main equation as if now. But then once I have framed the left hand side, PS square, now my right hand side, I don't want PT square, I don't want ST square also. So I will have to find an expression for PT square, I will have to find an expression for ST square. Most importantly, both should be getting converted to PQ. So for PT it is very easy. I will then prove triangle PQT is an 30, 60, 90 degree triangle, which is very easy because angle Q is 60 degree angle of a right angle triangle. This angle PTQ is 90 degree by construction, so this is going to be 30 degree. So this triangle is going to be 30, 60, 90 degree triangle. Fine. So I'll get PT side opposite to 60 degree is equal to root 3 upon 2 times PQ. So PT has got converted to PQ. So this is done. Now the question rises only for ST. This is going to be slightly lengthy because ST is not directly related to QR or PQ. ST is not directly related to Q. So ST you will have to first convert to QT. And then QT will be related to PQ because QT is a side opposite to 30 degree. Are you getting that? Why? QT is basically ST is related to QT. The QT is equal to QS plus ST. Therefore, ST is equal to QT minus QS. In this way, I got ST related to QT and QS. But then I have to bring PQ in picture or QR in picture. The QS, out of this QS also can be very easily removed because QS is equal to 1/3 of QR. And QT is equal to half of PQ because side opposite to 30 degrees is equal to half of the hypotenuse. So likewise, I got QS also, I got QT also. So I substituted both over there. I will get ST is equal to QT is half of PQ, QS is 1/3 of QR. But then QR also is nothing but PQ because they are sides of equilateral triangle. So likewise, I substituted and solved and I got ST square. Now these both ST square and PT square, I have to substitute in equation 1. Substituting two and 6 in 1. Fine. This is 2, 6 in 1. What is 1? 1 is this. PS square, PT square. PT square is this 3 upon 4 PQ square plus ST square. ST square is this PQ square upon 36. So everything is gone. Now only PS square and PQ square is staying. So I have to solve this now. Actually, to solve this, first I can convert both of these to 36. So for that I will multiply this by, to convert this to 30, I multiply this by 9, I multiply this by 9. So I get PS square is equal to 9 3s are 27 PQ square upon 36 plus PQ square upon 36. So what I get is 27 plus 1, this is 1, 28 PQ square upon 36. So these both can be divisible. 4 7s are 4 9s are. So 9 comes on this side. 9 PS square is equal to 7 PQ square. Hence proved. Okay, my dear student, this is a very important question. Very important. You will definitely come across this question once in your 10th. Maybe in units, maybe in terminals, or maybe in prelims, or maybe in boards. One time you will definitely come, maybe 2 times or whatever. Do this question because it is going to give you marks for definite. Now let's go to question number 17. These 2 questions are very easy. You will, after doing so much of chapter 2, last 2 questions are too easy. Segment PM is a median of triangle PQR. So this is basically a triangle PQR. And this is the median. PM is a median of triangle PQR. PQ is equal to 40. PR is equal to 42. PM is equal to 29. Find QR. आएगा? Because in triangle PQR, by Apollonius theorem straight, what you get is PQ square plus PR square is equal to 2 PM square plus 2 QM square. Fine. So PQ square plus PR square, PQ is 40 square plus 42 square. PM is 29 square plus 2 QM square. 40 square is going to be 1600. 42 we will have to check. I wrote exactly ulta. 504. Oh no. 42 multiplied by 42. 2 2s are 4, 2 4s are 8. 4 2s are 8. 4 4s are 16. 4 7 1 6 1764. This is 1764. 29 square. 9 9s are 81. 9 2s are 18 plus 8 26. 2 9s are 18. 2 2s are 4 5 14 841. It is always nice to cross check, my dear students. Just a minute, I'll cross check. Oh, this is also right. Fine. So now this, if I add this 1764 plus 1600, this will give me 64 over here. 12 plus 13 303 364. The 70 2 1s are 2 2 4s are 8 2 8s are 16. This shifts over there and it goes and subtracts on the other side. So if I subtract over here 1 6 8 2 8 6 1 6 8 2. Wow. 2 2s are 4, 2 8s are 16. Now this comes and divides over here. 8s are 16, 4s are 1s are. So 841 QM square is equal to 841. So we have to take the square root of both the sides. I think we had got square root of 841. This is 29. QM is equal to 29. But this is QM. They are asking us to find QR. So QR will be double of QM. So QR is an property of median. $58 units. Yes. So in this way we have got the question number 17th also done. And basically the next one also is very easy, my dear students. It is of the same sort. Where did I go? I don't know. It is of the same sort. Same AM is a median. Apollonius theorem in triangle ABC. AM is a median. AB is equal to 22. AC is equal to 34. BC, they have done reverse now. BC is equal to 24 and they are asking you to find AM. By now you should be knowing how to do this, my dear students. So this basically what will happen, BM you will require. So BM is equal to half of BC because property of median. So you will get BM is equal to 24 upon 2, 12 units. Fine. Now in triangle ABC by Apollonius theorem, you will get AB square plus AC square is equal to 2AM square, that is a median, plus 2BM square. AB square is 22 square, AC is equal to 34, the 34 square. AM we have to find, the AM square. BM we have found it to be 12 square. Fine. So 22 square, now you will have to calculate 44,484. Fine, this will be 34 square, you will have to calculate 4 4s are 16, 4s are 12, 13, 3 4s are 12, 3 are 9, 10, 1156. 2AM square plus 2 into 144. If I add both of this, 1156 plus 484, this will give me 10, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 6, 1640. This I'll multiply and then shift over here. 2 4s are 8, 2 4s are 8, 2 1s are 2 is equal to 2AM square. 1640 minus 288. 10 minus 8, 2. 5. 3. 1352. So now AM is equal to, and any mistake, 576 आता था तो मिल जाता था. If I do so much of calculations continuously, cut. So let us check. We will have to travel anyway. 676. 2 3s are 6, 2 3s are 6, 2 8s are 2 1s are 2 6s are 2 9s are. We are getting 13, 13s are 13 1s. This will become 1 3 13. This will become 1. That will become 13 into 2, Aha. 26. I thought that I have trapped. I am trapped. So AM is equal to 26 units, but I am through, my dear students. So with this, we have finished problem set 2 and chapter 2 of Pythagoras theorem is over, my dear students. Okay. So please, my dear students, solve all these things very properly. These two are very, very, very important chapters of your syllabus. There is no chance that government will anytime take these chapters lightly. Okay, my dear students. So with this, our chapter 2 is complete. I hope you all have understood that. And let us now, and what is this? Acha, this is all that I have solved. Sorry. Okay, dear students, revise it, get prepared. See you all soon, my dear students. Stay home, stay safe. Most importantly, stay happy. Bye, my dear students. See you all soon.